Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about the topic name is cloning. Cloning is nothing but if you want to take the exact copy of a object, in this case we have to use the cloning. There are two types of cloning as part of the Java. One is shadow cloning and second one is the deep cloning. We can go through with the coding perspective, how it is going to work. Let's start create a Java class. Right click on the package, new Java class. And initially I will start with the array, how to clone array from the uh, Java program. Let me create the array clone. And initially I'm going to take the global variable data array and array clone constructor I'm going to take. And for the constructor argument I am also going to take the array. So for in this case this dot data equal to value I'm going to assign, and I am also going to print the array by using a method printed data. So I'm going to return here we have a arrays dot toString method to convert array to string content, and then later I'm going to create the main method, and then I want to create the object of our array clone equal to new array clone. So for the object array clone we have created a constructor and we are passing one array for it. So for that I'm going to declare a array with 4 or 5 values. Let me take 4 values 1 2 3 4 and 5 and pass this array to constructor, and let me print system dot out dot println array clone dot. We have a print data method to print the global variable data inside of that class. Let me start this program. So we have passed these values 1 2 3 4 5, and it is been assigned, this value array has been assigned to data array with these values 1 2 3 4 5. So what I am going to change the local array, that is value, the initial position means 0 position I'm going to change it to 15. So this value before changing the initial position we have passed it to the object and assigned to the global variable, that is data array. See here, and we are printing here data array, not the value array. Let's start the program and see how the output is behaving here. See here, even though we change the value of 0, it changed the global variable value. The initial global data, initial means initial index position of 0 of data array has been changed to 15. So to avoid this problem we can do a manual approach here, like let me take here this dot data equal to new integer array of value dot length, and I'm going to assign manually here for into I equal to 0, I less than value dot length, or we can also use the data dot length, I plus plus. So manually I'm assigning each position from value to data. So let me remove this one and see here after changing 15 on how it is going to behave the data array. Let me start this program. So now we could see, even though we have changed the value array initial position, it hasn't impacted the global variable of array clone object. See here, the actual positions, actual values are 1 2 3 4 5, which doesn't impact the actual values. So now we have seen the array cloning part, and we can also see the parts of how the cloning is going to be executed for the object. Let's create a one object like employee. Java class I am going to create. Here I am going to take a three different primitive types. One is the employee ID, private, string grade, and one more thing I'm also going to preferring to take the sorry we have to take the department. For that department I am going to create the object here. Java class I am going to create here. Initially is private int department ID, private string department name, and I am going to declare the department here. So along with that, for department also I am going to generate the getters and setters. Select two department ID and department name and then click on OK. So both getters and setters have been created for both the variables department ID and department name. Similarly, I am also creating the setters and getters for employee object. We need to select three variables here: employee ID, grade, department, and then we have to click on OK. So for our employee object variables also we could be able to create the setters and getters. Let me create the main method here. And first we need to create the object of the employee. So for that we also need to create the object of department. Why? Because it is the variable as part of the employee object. So before that I am also going to create the parameterized construct where we are going to pass these values into employee ID, string grade, department. So let me change this name. That's typo mistake. Refactor, rename. Let me department. If you are selecting all, means it is referring wherever the this class name has been referring. Those two we have to select here, and we have to make as OK. Means wherever it is been using, those places also it will get impacted. Here also it been changed. The only thing, it is the employee constructor. Sorry, it's not be a department constructor. And department, this dot employee ID equal to employee ID, this dot grade equal to grade, this dot department equal to department. So we have created a parameterized constructor for employee object. In the same way I am going to create the parameterized constructor for department. So in department ID, string department name, this dot department ID equal to department ID, this dot department name equal to department name. So initially I'm going to create the department object, department equal to new department. So for this I am going to pass department ID as 10 and department name as computers. Also I am going to create the employee object, employee equal to new employee, and the ID of the employee I am making as 20, and the grade I am going to make as A, and the department whatever we have created the object that I am going to pass here. So here what I am going to, in the similar way I am going to create the object of employee 2, and assign the value of employee here. So employee 2 dot set grade I am going to make as B. But what I am going to do, I am going to print the value of employee 1 employee, print the employee 1 grade, get grade. So for the employee object, what is the grade is A. For the employee 2, I change it to B. So here employee I send to employee 2 and employee 2 grade I have been changed to B. So let me start this program. For this, let me add the employee here, applications. Here employee is our class, and also name of this file also I am going to change, apply, okay. Is that employee being exist? Okay, this been already exist. Let me remove this one. Okay, let me start this one. See here, I have created the employee object and I copied this employee object to employee 2 and I changed the grade of employee 2 to B. But even though I printed the employee grade of initial object, it has to come with A, but as we are seeing, it came with B. Because of that, even though we have changed the copy object value, it will impact the actual object. So to avoid this problem, we have to implement the clonable interface to our object. So implements clonable. So I am also going to represent this one into a diagram. So here, this is the employee object. We have the value like ID, we assign 20. Let me see here, ID we have assigned to 20, and grade we assign A, and department we are not going to think now. This is the employee 1 object. Let me create employee 1. So and similar way employee 2 reference I am going to create here. What is happening whenever we are going to assign the employee 1 with employee 2, like as this way, employee 1 equal to employee 2 equal to employee 1. What is happening in this case? Both the reference variable are going to point to the same object. So in this case, even though if you are changing per employee 2 dot id equal to 30, what is going to be happen here, it will going to change this value here, means it will remove the 20 here and it is going to store the value of 30. Even though we changed for employee 2 reference, it will update for employee 1 also. So both are going to point to the same object. So even though if you print for employee 1 dot id, it will print with 30 value. So I understood you got this point. Only the single object been pointing to the two references, that is employee 1 and employee 2. Whenever we make the change for one employee reference, it will change for the both the reference. Why? Because the contacted object is the being the same. To avoid this problem, what we are going to do, we are going to implement our employee object with clonable interface. So once we implement the clonable interface, we need to override a method like clone. So here what I'm going to generate, let me right click, generate. So here we have the overriding methods and we can choose clone. Clone has been created. So instead of assigning directly this one employee to employee 1 to employee 2, what I am going to do, employee dot clone. So for this, let me add the exception to a method signature, and here itself I am going to change to employee, and this return type also employee. Let me start this one. See here, even though we change the value of employee to grade to B, it hasn't impacted for employee 1. So whenever we use the cloning, how it is going to work? Both reference are going to be pointed to different objects. Let me take this one and remove this point. And then here employee 2 is going to be points to a different reference object. So initial employee value is 20. We are now going to change. Let me remove this one. And here ID 30 we have updated to 30, and the so we have updated the grade, sorry, so it is 20 only, and the grade what we have updated, it is only applicable for employee 2 object. So by this clone method we can achieve two different references can point to two different object locations, memory locations in the Java heap. So in the similar way, let me take the department here, employee dot. So here department we pass to the employee object. So here what I am going to do, department dot set department A. So initially it is a computers, I am going to change to physics. Let me see here how it is going to be printed. Get department dot get department name. Start here. The problem we understand here, by using the cloning, we could be able to avoid the problem of value changing from the copy of the object for the primitive data types. For example, if you change the employee ID and grade by using the clonable, we for the copy of the object, we cannot able to change the value by using the clonable method. But the problem is, while using the object inside the object, even though we apply the clonable, the department object is going to be changed. Let's see the diagram perspective how it is going to work. Let me remove this one first. So we have created two employee objects. ID 10, grade A, and another employee object also we have created. This is also same id 10 and grade equal to p. Or we can take id also 20 if you want to make as unique. So what is happening here? Even though we change the employee objects, the department is being created only one. So in this case, what is happening? ID, I am going to give the 30, and here name will be the computers. So both employee objects are going to point to the same department. For this case, let me write the logic also, you could understand better. So we have created the department equal to new department by giving the department ID as 30 and the department name as computers. This is how we have given. Let me expand this one. And for the employee object, employee, so these names also I'm going to give now itself. Employee, first one 10 and grade as A, department. So I post, and also I'm going to create the employee 2 object, employee 2. What I'm going to do, employee 1 dot clone. So here what I'm going to, I am changing the variable employee 2 dot get department dot set name as physics. In this course, what is going to happen? We are changing the employee 2 object, nothing but let me take, this is the employee 1. This is the employee 1 object, and this is the employee 2 object, and this is the department object. So we are changing the employee 2 name as physics, department name as physics. So employee 2 point to the department is, this is the one, and this we are going to change to physics. Let me remove this one and update to physics. So what is being happen? Even though we changed the department value for employee 2, it will impact for employee 1. Because of that, the unexpected result is coming from our programming. So to avoid this problem, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the implementing clonable for our department 2 and trying to override the clone method. Generate. So here override methods, and we need to select the clone here, and here super.clone, and I'm going to assign this one as app department. I'm going to cast here with the department class. So after applying the clone for department, we need to change for cloning into the employee object. What I'm going to do here, employee, and here what I'm going to do, department equal to employee dot so see here how it is going to work. I changed the department name. Let's see. Missing return statement. Okay. See here, even though we changed the physics for the department to department, it is not impacting the employee one object. It comes with the computers. That's it guys. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and if you have any doubts, please mention in the comments so that I can address in the next coming videos. Thank you guys.